You know, when a baby elephant is small, maybe the size of a large puppy dog, like a lab, the trainers will take a stake and put it in the ground, and it's usually a stake that is the size of a small telephone pole, and they'll drive it in the ground with a big heavy chain and then tie it around the elephant's leg. And when the elephant tries to walk away, this little elephant will run to the end of the chain and then pull. And he'll pull and he'll pull and he'll pull as hard as he can, almost like he's going to pull his own leg off, because the stake in the ground, the peg in the ground is so substantial. No matter how hard this little 500-pound pet tries, he can't pull it out of the ground. The weight of the chain just dragging it around is more than he can bear. And eventually, you'll see the perfect path at the edge of the chain, at the extension of his reach, becomes ingrained in his mind. Now, as that elephant gets older and goes from a 300 or 400 pound, maybe 500 pound baby to a 20-ton beast that, if unleashed, could charge right through a concrete and steel building and it wouldn't even slow him down. Maybe the steel would, but right through concrete walls, right through houses. Just look up rampaging elephants and see their power is incredible. They can push over a bus. But because they've been trained with that one clamp, that one chain, that one peg in the ground since they were tiny, any resistance at all in that direction. Or you could put dental floss and a toothpick around that grown elephant's leg, and if it's been trained since birth that the first tug on that leg means you're done, you're not going any further, that's where it'll stop. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. And I'm willing to bet, just based on my own experiences in life and the number of people that I've worked with as a leadership coach or a mentor, that there's probably some place in your life where someone has driven a peg in the ground, where they've judged you, not based on your potential, not looking at you saying, wow, I see every capability that you have, and I see that one day you'll be great. But instead they look at you right where you are, while you're learning, while you're growing, while you're trying, while you're making mistakes. And they say, that's the best you'll ever do. That's it. You're done. You're at the end of your chain. You've reached the end of your rope. And wow, you suck. You'll never make the band. You'll never make the team. You'll never make your goals. You'll never reach your accomplishments. That's the kind of evaluation that they leave you with. Maybe they just don't have the ability to see your gifts, your talents, your fine attributes, the character of who you are. They can't see those things, maybe because of their own blindness, because they've been wounded by somebody else and they're kind of like you. Maybe they look at you through the lens of the failure of someone else that they know who you represent. Maybe it's an uncle or a father or a stepfather. Maybe it's someone from their past that you've never even met, but they use that description and say, well, you're just like fill in the blank with whoever is underappreciated or disliked or hated the most. You're just like that person. And so suddenly you have this label on you, and your expectation is to live up to that failure, to that role model of destruction. These are peg moments. Like the elephant who's been trained, you've been nailed to the ground with the heavy chain and burden of failure, with the expectation that you're never going to break free, you're never going to run past what they've set up for you. And you're living your life tied to dental floss and a toothpick because you feel like the greatest success you'll ever achieve, you've already achieved. You're not going to strive against the pull of that dental floss because in your mind's eye, it's a giant chain with a big peg on the other end. I'm here to tell you today, you're free to run. You are free to go. Pull a little harder. yank that stake out of the ground. Pull that peg up and move forward. And if you're a leader, stop placing those pegs in other people's lives. If anything, if you're going to place a mark for them to be anchored to, I want it to be one for them to strive to. One that they have to look down the road and say, I'm going to have to work hard to get there, but someone believes in me. Someone sees more in me than I see in myself. Someone thinks I can do this even if I'm not sure. That's the kind of peg moment as a leader you should be placing for people. When you work with your team, when you work with followers, your words matter to them. Make sure they're words of encouragement and empowerment, looking further down the road for greater successes rather than looking backward at previous failures. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.